Okay, let's get started. Welcome back, everyone. How you all doing? My fingers, well, just the two index fingers I have are all healed up now that I took that extra day off. So, I'm raring to go. Today we're going to be trying out and probably finishing, because I think the game isn't that long, A Case of Distrust, which is something like a noir, oldie, not old, but like, you know, that old style kind of like detective LA noir kind of game, but it's like a narrative, but it's apparently pretty like interesting and pretty good, because apparently it's got some pretty cool awards. So I'm looking forward to it. I've never tried out like a noir-ish game before. I've played, I guess I've played detective games, like if you count Phoenix Wright as detective, then yeah, I've played detective games before, but this is my first kind of noir-styled game. Much different from LA Noir, of course. This is just point and click and read, I think, but just like listening to the menu screen music while I was setting up the audio, it sounds pretty good. I like it quite a bit. So if you go over here, and I do this. Oh. Game, you want it was working early. You want to capture? Red, hello, how are you doing? Why you not capturing? Capture this. Capture. It was working earlier, I swear. I swear it was working earlier. Okay, wait, you can hear it. Oh, there we go. Okay. I don't know why OBS sometimes takes a little second to capture, but we should be good to go. I am doing A-okay. It's good to hear that you're doing good as well. My fingers are all healed up, so we're ready to play some A Case of Distrust, even though I'm pretty sure I don't really need my fingers for this, but we'll see. But listen to this kind of like chill, kind of like jazzy music. We're all the way back to like the 30s, I think. Anyway, we're gonna start. The settings, there aren't really any settings. It's mostly just, you know, window size, and that's basically it. So I've already increased the mouse sensitivity, but I might increase it just a touch more, a little bit more. Yeah, a little bit more. That feels pretty good. All right, cool. Let's do this. A Case of Distrust. Oh, I love this the bassy kind of double bass. I awoke in my desk chair. Across from me were his piercing amber eyes. They surprised me at first, but I should have known he'd be there. Okay, so yeah, this really is like a narrative. But look, I like how it's illustrated, like at the same time as you're reading it. I stretched and said, mid-yawn, not very nice to sneak into a sleeping woman's apartment, but his stare just continued. I cursed the open window. Of course, that's how he'd enter. I hoped to finally rest my eyes a while, but fate often disagrees with me. I knew I didn't have what he wanted. Reaching into my coat, I took out my knife and flicked it. Oh, we're being mugged. We're being robbed. What if I give him the knife? I give him the knife. Sliding across the desk. Look, I said, that's all there is. Take it or leave it. A detective knows when she's beaten. I knew then. He wanted to search the place, and that's what he would do. All right, I said. Let's look. Oh, it's a cat. He let a gleeful meow in victory. I picked up the knife and cut a piece of my apple that the cat had rejected. Always the sore winner, I jabbed. But I was smiling too, because I was telling the truth. There was absolutely no other food in my apartment. All right, okay, I thought someone had climbed into our apartment and we were about to get into like a fist fight right away. It's just a cat. The cat often dropped by to scavenge. He made a lot of noise when he thought I was holding out on him. But right now, the place was clean empty. No food anywhere. I had to prove it to him. That lamp. I thought about Lewis. I thought about Lewis more often than I wanted. I was lousy at handling the emotions behind these thoughts. So we gotta show the cat there's no food. What's this? It's an ashtray. Packaged cigarettes were the latest trend, but I still preferred to roll my own. It's a bird. I kept a small statue underneath the side table. It had been police evidence of the crime, and its owner hadn't wanted it back. I took a shine to it, so I snagged it for myself. I snagged it for myself on my way out of the department. Is that allowed? Are you allowed to do that? Oh, wait. There's this thing over here. What's this? Oh, show the cat there's no food. Evidence. Paper stack. Statue. Ah, interesting. Oh, so you can reread the stuff here. Ah. Okay. Okay, what else? What's this? Newspaper flopped on the floor. White icebox, tinged yellow with age. Hello, cat. Talk. No food. It doesn't matter how doe-eyed you are, cutie pie. We've got no food around. He licked his chops and looked at me. Apparently he still didn't believe me. I needed to contradict him somehow, to show him something in my apartment that would prove it was empty of food. Contradict! Objection! Objection! Paper stack. Statements. Icebox. Use. Oh, use. Okay, yeah. Oh, I can use these. Icebox. Objection! Take that! The cat looked quizzically at the open door and then back at me. Sorry, fella. There's no grub in there for me either. He stared at me with eyes as disappointed as I felt. Those big yellows always got to my soul. Thoughts of my family filled my head. My sister. My parents. My dog. Never mind. My parents. My sister. My parents. My parents were still in Chicago, where they'd moved our family in my final year of schooling. I'd returned to California, but they'd maintained that there were better job prospects for my father in Chicago. His alcoholism, new gigs. His new gigs were never permanent, odd jobs from his brother's contacts. He's been a painter, mover, dockhand, and whatever other professions require cheap labor with few questions. But then a drunk rarely kept much work for long. My mother stuck with him. Whether for her godliness or her stubbornness, I never knew. I always thought her berating only chased him to the... I don't know why I can't read today. Most of their money came from my late grandmother's trust, but those funds were barely a trickle. I often dreamed of saving enough to help them. My mind spiraled into the usual series of questions. Had I even impacted the woman's movements? Had I made any change on society at all? Was my plodding career worth losing traditional happiness? Of money? What was the point in life that I had chosen? A loud meow from the cat snapped my thoughts back into the apartment. I took a deep breath and grinned back at him. Guess you can scram now. Nobody's going to come knocking with food for you, fella. See you later, cat. Oh, knock on the door. Hello. Whoa. In the doorway was the regrettably familiar face of Connor Green. He's very green looking. Not gonna lie. His name is befitting of this kind of card. I stare at him. His company churned my stomach. It might have been his bergamot perfume which hung around my nostrils like a lingering unwanted guest, or that sordid smile which was forever plastered on his face. He stared at me through the doorway with a coy smile. Well, ain't you gonna invite me inside? I don't know what to give this guy, what voice to give this guy. I start closing the door. Hey now, foul way to treat a customer, Malone. The name's Seth, not Malone. So that was his angle, hiring me as a detective. I wondered what a bootlegger would need a private eye, but he answered without my prompt. I'll make this quick. I can't take this to the hog house where the pigs will laugh me out, and other dicks just aren't that tempting. Thought this was gonna be quick, I said, and I started rolling a cigarette. It wasn't quick, and I'd already rolled and lighted a second smoke when Green finally finished his story. I noted the important bills in my book. It had started with a letter slipped under his door in a white envelope. The envelope contained a single typewritten leaf, which he handed to me. It read, End your game, or we'll end you. It had no signature, instead ending with only a small scribble in the bottom right corner that resembled a black hand. Black hand? I didn't know we were playing Elder Scrolls right now. Black hand? That's an assassination note. Green had a lead on a new rum running scheme, a connection from Vancouver. He'd given a sample to Tiny Paul, the gangster who ran the Tin Spoon speakeasy for mob boss Jerry Ferry. What a name! Jerry Ferry. They agreed to buy in for more. Green summarized the letter was about his rum running. He suspected Redstone's stable. Redstone? Minecraft? Another bootlegger. Another bootlegger sending the letter. He told me that stable ran a barbershop during the day and gave me the address. Need to know the greatest threat from Paul's gang. If I go snooping around myself, folks see I'm not trusting people. No trust leads to no customers. I need to play it low key, low key, which is where you come in. I raised an eyebrow and stared at him through the cigarette smoke. Something in this yarn was still twisted. He must have noticed my reticence. Reticence. He must have noticed my reticence. Okay, I'm gonna need to do some Googling work. Reticence.
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 Oh, thank you, Google. Reticence. The quality of being reticent. Alright, cool. That doesn't help me at all. Reserved? Reserved. Restrained. Okay. I understand. I'm sure he'd want to protect me as much as any other victim. We're learning some English here. My uncle. Lewis had put me on the fence. I finally accepted Lewis's death. I was still searching for answers. He'd been a man obsessed with helping victims and bringing justice to those beyond salvation. With that ethos, I never understood how he could have taken his own life. Those thoughts haunted me. I'd quit the SFPD and started my own practice, taking his philosophy. Was Green worth my time? Would he be worth Lewis's? Green had tipped off my uncle in a few cases. I wondered if that was enough to warrant my protection. Before I could think past my headache, he threw a bill into my lap. Keep the C note as a retainer, and don't worry about getting in touch. I'll find you later for a chit-chat. Keep the C note as a retainer. I have no idea what that means. Moving on. He turned down the hallway and I let him go. And if he was still willing to give me $100 with no commitment, I wouldn't stop him. Free money. I turned back to the apartment, still confused about the whole story. My headache wasn't helping either. Whenever I lacked clarity, I tripped to Southern Coffee was usually the cure. Southern Coffee. I'd mounted a gold plate on the outside that read PC Malone, Private Investigator. Alright, cool. I don't think there's anything else we need to do in here. Oh wait, what's the book? Old notebook filled to the brim, wrote everything down, even the minor details. Never know what can be useful. The first half had my old cases. The second half had my current. Bunk adultery cases? The only things I get hired to do. Nah, that's fair. I feel like that's what most times private investigators are for these days anyway. But then again, this is back in like the 30s, right? So, oh well. Okay, time to leave. Hi, leave. There's only one place I needed to go to clear my head. Southern Coffee. Southern Coffee was a basement dive. It wasn't modern, hip, or ever busy, and it was my favorite place to go down. Place to go down to down some paint. That has to be a phrase for consuming alcohol. There's no way that she's actually drinking paint. I've never heard that before. Drinking paint as like saying you're gonna drink alcohol. Drinking paint. Look at this thing on the side. I like it. I stepped into the taxi and rocked into a comfortable position on the back seat. I thought about starting a chat with the driver. I don't want to be one of those people who just talks to strangers. we already did that in a land of screens. We were just forced into conversation with people we had never met before. I'm going to not talk. I peered out the window until we arrived. Ooh. Southern Coffee was an automat diner. Ethel Burgess, the lone waitress, was friendly to help with any inquiry. Of course, if you winked at her, right, she'd show you the way to the downstairs toilet, where Frankie played bathroom attendant. Southern Coffee had the distinct feeling of home. The familiar smell of mold in that old basement was enough to put a grin on my face. That's probably not healthy. It's fine. What's this? Frankie had a bomb on that old shaker at the end of the bar. I was surprised he hadn't named it. He could sling a mean drink, though he'd only use the good liquor if he liked you. Frankie liked me. grabbed the wine bottle on the bar and examined its label. It featured a picture of grapes and the words sacramental use only. Frankie looked at me with a spark in his eye. Go ahead, he said. Give it a swig. Drink. Bottoms up. I grabbed the half-empty glass that had been next to the bottle and swirled some of its contents between my gums. Contents. A bit spicy, ain't it? It's good. Too much. It's good. That's spicy. We like spicy. It'll cost you too, he said with a smile. He grabbed the bottle from me, turning it through his hands. Rabbits charge more than a nickel for this beauty. Only this type of Napa wine is made from that Zinfandel grape. I don't know what's going on right now. It's got a unique aroma. I've been trying to learn more about wine. It seemed everyone knew their stuff but me. I noted what Frankie had said about the origin of the grape as he sat the bottle back on the bar. Okay, so anything white? We can... No. Yeah, okay, wait, yes. Yeah, okay, so anything in white text is noted down. Oh, and that's all evidence? Does this all ever be important at some point? You don't even drink? Really? I guess it's fine for a bartender to not drink, but since when do you know grapes? Some of these grapes are older than you, Malone, and I've known about them since I was a small tot. That's why I'm so good at my job, you know? Too bad more folks can't taste them. That woman's league is the devil. The woman's Christian temperance? Aren't you done with the sauce? What does that even mean? Aren't you done with the sauce? Aren't you done with the sauce? Sure, I'm dry now, but I'm not done slinging it. He grabbed a ball and twirled it around his hand with surprising depth. And I've got no right to stop others either. Oh! Done with the sauce means you don't drink anymore. I understand. He put the bottle down, took a breath, and said in a calm tone, those women don't understand. Prohibition doesn't make anyone stop. It just makes them a criminal. Take a seat, he said. I'll make you something else. He was a big fella. He'd been a decent pitcher. He was a fantastic orator. Alright. Google. Orator. Public speaker.
Orator.
Cool. Orator. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Great. Good. We're learning. He was a decent pitcher. I don't like baseball though. He was a big fella. Both wide and tall, he must have been a little over 50. He had a round head, kind brown eyes, and a cropped ring of gray hair encircling an otherwise bald scalp. His voice had a warm timbre that complemented the tobacco and whiskey smells of his speakeasy. I sat at the bar. You got the Spooks PC? You're worn as a catcher's mitt. I suppose my exhaustion showed. I want $100 for nothing, and I can't let it go. I told Frankie about the case, the threatening letter sent to Connor Green, how he assumed it was related to his bootlegging, his suspicion, a Redstone stable. The story took longer than I wanted, Frankie showing genuine interest by asking many questions. When I finished, he threw me the whiskey sour he'd been stirring. I took a large gulp, and he sighed, thanks. Well, Green's case is better than most of what you're given, he said, with some enthusiasm. At least it's not more of that adultery bunk. Sure, I replied, but I started with a goal in mind. What's the point in helping a man like Green? Frankie clicked his tongue on his teeth. On his teeth. That's not right. Lawyer or priest? Why does it matter? Let me ask you. Are the clients you have now the type you want to help? Nah. We don't like Green. We don't like Connor Green. We don't like Green. I wanted more from my detecting life. It could be that Green's case shoots your career forward, Malone. I sighed and stared down at my drink. But my daze was interrupted by the basement door opening and slamming shut. A small, blustering woman began marching towards me. She looked younger than she was wearing she looked younger, I want to see where this goes. Younger than 25, and was a few inches shorter than my 5'6". I thought her gray trench coat was too large for that small frame, which was when I realized it was exactly like the one that belonged to Lewis. She hurled insults at me a while. All I could do was sit and take it until she ran out of gas and started breathing heavily. I set my drink on the bar and looked her in the eye. I studied her features. Let's turn away. Let's look at her a bit more. It was plain she was a knockout. Oh, it was a plain that she was a knockout. Now that she'd finished shrieking, beyond the latest blush and lipstick, she had the natural soft skin and bright eyes perpetually desired by the opposite sex. While I was eyeing her, she caught her breath and restarted her tirade. I'm the wife of that bum. I'm the wife of that. No, okay. I'm just gonna. Okay. No. I'm the wife of that bum who sneaks into your bed. The cat? But humor wasn't her angle, and she launched into another poetic stanza. And he just left your sty this morning. And that's when I gathered she was Connor Green's wife. Wait. So she's wearing Lewis's coat, who's dead, but this is Connor's wife. I guess she's kind of like green. Wait, so what does it say about her coat? Miss Green wore a gray coat. Oh, it's just the same coat. Okay, same styled coat. I understand. I'm a PI, not a homewrecker. I don't think your husband in this line of business would want to bed a dick anyhow. Oh wait, no, yes. yeah. Dick is like a it's like a word. It's like slang for detective. I remember because the detective from Phoenix, right, was Dick Gumshoe. I remember now. Her look was pure incredulity. A woman in that line of work? I don't believe it. Prove it. Evidence. Notebook. Take that. I opened my notebook and flipped through its pages. You see, Miss Green, this is what I do. There's not much more I can show you to prove it. Apparently, she had seen her husband leave my apartment, and distraught, she had followed me all the way to Frankie's basement and decided to confront me. She saw me. Well, who's the real private investigator here then? I suppose I lost my head after what I thought I'd seen, and she began to cry. Frankie, ever chivalrous to a dimpled girl, came around the bar and held her up. Now that's all right, Miss Green. Why don't I hail you a cab and send you one back home? She agreed, and they walked together up the stairs. When Frankie returned, I said to him, "You turned knight real quick." He snorted a laugh. Aw, hell, we can't have that siren in here. With a torture yelling like that, every street bugger would have come to her rescue. Miss Green is a torch singer? Well, I learned she was Mrs. Connor just now when she came in here. I only seen her as Lil Fanny singing lead jazz band at the Tin Spoon. Torch singer. Alright, okay, we got more terms to look up. Torch singer. Torch ginger? Torch singer. Singing torch songs. What does that mean? What's a torch song? A torch song is a sentimental love song. Oh, I see. Tiny Paul's joint, that's where Green is selling his liquor. Say, you think that's where she met your husband? You're the real sleuth, Frankie. He made a sarcastic bow. I shook my head. You telling me you escorted our little torture just out just to avoid a bit of hot water? Frankie flushed and said, "What you talking about, Malone?" I was never good with emotions, but it was plain that Frankie had instantly fallen for the girl. So what if I had more to squeeze out of her, I asked. What more could you possibly want from Lil Fanny? She can't have anything to do with Green's mess. Contradict. Evidence. Statements. Following her husband. Gray coat. What happens if I choose the wrong one? Green coat. Take that. Did you notice her clothes? That gray trench, maybe? I posed to him. It looked a bit large on her, don't you think? I thought she looked lovely. That trench belonged to Lewis. So that scumbag Green might actually have been close to your uncle. Or she might have. Either way, it's not total bunk. I stood up from the bar stool. What had just happened was quite the ruckus. It seemed like my cue to move on. Take a seat. Frankie. Talk? Nah, it's time to go. What's this though? lend me some cash from that register. He growled so fierce I decided not to ask again. I didn't think his employers would notice before I got it back, but maybe he just wanted to save me from myself. Anything else we can examine? Nah, but I love the art style. It's like layered papers. I really like it. Next. I was heading up the stairs when Frankie called after me. So, what you gonna do? I'd been thinking. About my parents? About that lady. I suppose even mobsters had people who cared about them, and she'd been wearing Lewis's old jacket, so perhaps Green and Lewis had been closer than I realized. I guess I'll take Connor Green's bait? Have it. Bait. I got nothing better on the stove, and he might need the help. Something still stinks, though. Well, what's your plan? The way I see it, I have 3 goals right now. Find the guy who wrote the letter. I have to learn about him. Who is this guy? Dig in his past. And how'd Green get a connection like that? What's his source? Squeezing that lemon might give me more juice. I like that phrase. That sounds alright, he replied. So, where is it you're off to? I've got 3 leads. That bootlegger stable who Green claims sent him the letter, the Tin Spoon Lounge, where I might learn more about Green's rum-rumming ring, and Miss Green, who could give me dirt on her husband. Well, if you're ever stuck, come back and see me. You can never solve anything without talking it over. I smiled, and went up the stairs. Hello, Viz. Welcome back to the 30s as we play Private Investigator. I was debating where to go next. Let's just go to this in order. Staples Barbershop. Yeah. Green has suspected Redstone Stable of sending him that letter. Apparently Stable owned a barbershop in the financial district. I figured there'd be no harm in asking Stable about it directly. Go there. Ooh. I grabbed a taxi cab. I thought about talking with him on our way. Fine. We'll talk to him once and see what it's like. The driver started talking about the latest films. Have you seen the 10 Commandments? I admitted that I hadn't. There's a scene, okay, where Moses parts the sea and the Israelites walk through the part. I mean, they walk across completely. Here, I don't mean in the story, but in the film. It's just a couple of actors in between mountains of water. It looked real. I melted in my seat. How do they do it? There's 3 colors, right? They're so vivid. The scene is blue when it's dark, or orange when it's hopeful. I haven't seen anything like that. It's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of interesting hearing them talk about this kind of stuff that would have been cool back in like the 20s, 30s, right? 3 colors. Less than half the film is about Moses. I mean, you call the thing the 10 Commandments. You expect it to be the old story, and it is. But then there's a long stretch about these brothers, John and Danny, and this John guy is greedy, and Danny's nice, and of course in the end, John gets what's coming to him. Weird way to tell the story, though. Anyhow, he ended. We're here, but you should really see this flick, considering how much he just told me about it. I felt I didn't need to do it anymore. I thought you were going to do a League stream? I already did. Yeah, I already did. I'm going to do more in the future, but not for this week. Well, I'm going to take a break for a League. I can't play League every single stream. I don't want to be a League streamer. The barber shop was down an alley in the financial district, opposite the red brick National Bank. Small bell above the door twinkled as I walked in. Alright, let's take a look at this first, before we talk to that guy. Coat rack. Hat rack. Fraser & Co. Furnishings. Maroon leather chair. The 2 sides in the mirror's frame were cylindrical, painted blue and red and white to look like barber's poles. They clashed with the otherwise elegant furnishings. Yeah, it's only 3 days ago, eh? Not that long ago, but maybe it feels kind of long ago. Okay, what's this? Stable's cabinet, hydraulic barber chair. Yeah, definitely kind of like definitely that like retro barber chair feel. All right, who are you? There was a tall man in the center of the room. He was wearing a flamboyant pink suit tailored to accentuate his stature, with a maroon bow tie and pocket square. I gathered this was Redstone Stable. Oh, that's a guy's name. It's Agent 47. The man turned to face me. He grinned, and his squinting blue eyes made the smile feel genuine. I must apologize, he said. We do not take walk-ins. I asked him for a chop. I told him why I was there. I studied his face. The wrinkles around his eyes indicated he was at least 40, but the least of his skin was clean and smooth. He wore no hat and shaved his head completely bald. When combined with the smooth skin, it hinted at the look of a small turtle. His pink suit and maroon accessories only added to his eccentricity. He smiled and said, "How foolish of me. Of course, you are here for information, Miss Malone." "Well, how about a drink?" I asked how he'd know my name. I noted his smooth voice. "How about a drink?" To get it started right, Sable's eyes lit up and laughed. "You are completely unlike the other sleuths." He poured me a whiskey and handed it to me. As I gulped it, he asked me why I was there, with genuine curiosity in his voice. Ask about notes. Yeah, this, right? This. Letter. Yeah. I pulled Green's note from my pocket and showed it to him, but didn't let him hold it. Green tells me this letter is from you. He doesn't like the threats. Stable lowered his head to study the note and chuckled. His knowing grin returned to his face. "But this is a Black Hand letter." "Have you ever seen a Black Hand letter?" "Exactly. You should ring your friend Shipman at the station and ask what it means." You can just ask any old, anyone who's played any of the Scrolls games. Black Hand means that they're coming to get you. You've been marked by the Black Hand. Your days are numbered. Anyway, wrong game. Sam Shipman had been one of my uncle's regular partners in the vice rackets. I wondered what Shipman could have to do with Green's case. Sable seemed to think that he had a lot to do with it. I pocketed the letter and continued with my questions, but I made a note to stop by police headquarters and see Shipman. "Well, Miss Malone, will there be anything else?" I can ask him about other stuff. This should just lead to the same thing, right? Like if I just do this. Shipman. Okay, yeah. Anything else? This is probably gonna lead to the same thing. Green claims you bootleg. His grin didn't waver at his response. "Would you hang me on Connor Green's claims? I may partake in some gambling, and I may have a talent for it. But it's nothing illegal, I assure you. And you know nothing about Green's own bootlegging?" Shook his head. I doubted he would ever answer questions straight. "Well, anything else?" Okay, so we're getting some more information out of this guy. "How did you know my name?" "How did you know my name?" "Barbers hear gossip from around town, Miss Malone. Sometimes that gossip is worth remembering. And what gossip had you heard about me?" "Just that the niece of the late San Francisco detective, Lewis Malone, had resigned from the police, from her policewoman duties and started a private detection agency. But that was months ago, was it not? I confess I've not heard much since." Have you known Lewis?" "Not well enough. I hear he did a job by the letter of the law, and I lost that alphabet years ago." Okay. I think we're good here then. I looked around Stable's elaborate shop. I've done my looking. Time to go. Ring ring. Okay, so we can stop by the police station, but let's hit up these other places first. Tin Spoon Lounge was a speakeasy in North Beach run by Tiny Paul. Right, Tiny Paul. Let's go. Okay, and this is just gonna give us insight into like life in the 30s, I think, right? A periodical on the back seat. Let the president himself tell you these details. Put in a message, contributions. America must be kept American. Becoming a citizen. So it's just stuff from like back from like the 30s, I guess. Which I can't really relate to. I'm old, but I'm not that old. I opened the cab door in front of a North Beach warehouse with a wooden sign. The sign's text was too worn for me to decipher any of its English, but a small gray spoon was still visible below the letters. I rapped my knuckles twice over the large metal door. A panel just above my head slid sideways to reveal a pair of eyes. The eyes looked me up and down, then just stared ahead. They were black and had no emotion. The room beyond was dimly lit, so I couldn't see much of their surrounding face. I cleared my throat, and a rumbling voice emerged from behind the door. Fill full your cups, feel no distress at all your great thoughts shrinking less. What? Fill full your cups, feel no distress at all our great thoughts shrinking less. The doorman wanted a password. Oh, the doorman wanted a password. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have a password. I definitely don't have a password. The small window slid shut with a thud. Prohibition was a joke in San Francisco, and most speakeasies would let just about anyone through the door. But the mob ones weren't as relaxed with their rules, and I knew I wouldn't enter it until I had the correct response. I wondered who I could ask about a speakeasy password. We could probably ask. We can probably ask him at the Southern Coffee. Probably. Let's go to Green's house first. Green's house might contain more clues about his past. Go. Hey. We're gonna not talk. Don't talk. I am uninterested in your conversation. Okay. In Green's apartment was a section of an old Western Addition mansion. The owners had divided it for struggling families to rent after the 1906 fire. Once downtown had been rebuilt, people of means moved out of the area. Recent immigrants, mainly from Japan, rented most of the apartments in this part of town. I knocked on the door, but didn't get a response. The latch was undone, so I pushed it open and stepped inside the room. The room reeked of laudanum. What exactly is laudanum again? Like, I remember it when I played Darkest Dungeon. Laudanum. Oh, it's opium. Okay, I understand. I understand. Based on the smell, I imagine she had enough opium to knock out the horse. All right, well there we go. I didn't even need to look it up. All right, cool. Hat rack. I searched the pockets and found no identifying marks. It might have been a different jacket, but its recent appearance was off-putting. The bottles on top of the round table were mostly empty. 2 train tickets. St. Louis? Came to the cackling voice of Miss Green. Forget about moving, Connor. I won't budge. Her head was raised, but her eyelids still remained closed. Well, let's take a little look around a bit more. Ashtray on top of the smallest table was overflowing with spent cigarettes. Oh, this plant looks kind of sad. A wilting plant was on the furthest table from the door. I could never keep plants alive either. Even as the petals fell, they were still a vibrant yellow. Bottle. Empty bottles were strewn around the apartment. I brought one to my nose and smelled the distinct aroma of laudanum. Opium mixed with booze. A harsh tonic. Okay. How you doing? Hey. Hello, Miss Green. She let a long moan from the chair, then lifted her head. Ugh. Then giggled, then let it lull back into place. She's out of it. I shook her lightly and she moaned again, but said nothing more. Ask her. But her head just lolled back to where it had been. There's nothing else she'd say. Okay, so there's really nothing I can do here, huh? She is out cold. Yeah, no, she is out of it. Okay. Yeah, okay, so not much we can do here. Alright, let's leave. Hey, leave. Let's head to the police station. I always dreaded visiting the PD after I'd flown the coop, and I was in no mood right now, but if Shipman did know something about Green's note, I had to chase it up. Go! Don't. This really does feel like I'm playing like an Ace Attorney game again. The North Beach Station was SFPD headquarters. Also poetically baptized the Hall of Justice. The building dominated the corner of Kearny and Washington in Chinatown, rebuilt after the 1906 earthquake, and I thought it looked even more sour than it had before. I strode to the young bobbed girl behind the large oak desk. She must have been new because we shared no recognition of one another. I asked for shipment and she motioned to me a chair, pressed the pearl button. I sat down and she disappeared through a frosted door. I rolled another cigarette to pass the time. Between puffs, I thought about the Norch beef. Beef. I thought about my history at the department, the future at the SFPD, the shape of my smoke plumes. She blowing like smoke hearts? Between puffs, I thought about the shape of my smoke plumes, letting my mind wander through abstraction. Whenever a thought about the department found its way into my head, I closed my eyes and drifted back into meditation. Most of the SFPD refused to give any thought to a female private detective. I was determined to return their courtesy. Wasn't long before Shipman walked out of the frosted door. Shipman! Samuel Shipman smiled when he saw me. He was tall and tanned. He had always been helpful. In my days on the force, working closely with Lewis, he'd acquired the habit of bouncing theories my way. He judged officers purely on results, and because of that, he was one of my few fans. We exchanged the brief pleasantries before he said, "Wouldn't come here for glad handing." Glad handing? He had a habit of removing the subject from his sentences. What needs doing? Alright, Google. Glad handing. Greet or welcome warmly or with the appearance of warmth. Alright, I see. So it's alright, so it's just like appearing to be, like nice to each other basically. Okay. I explained my case to him. He scoffed when I mentioned Connor Green. Working for that pinhead. Got a good mind to run him up a flagpole. I just need to know about this letter. After looking it over, Shipman tried to stifle a laugh. Complete bunk. See the symbol in the corner? Mark of the Black Hand Gang. Except, Black Hand letters are always ransom letters, not threats. No foothold on this coat anyhow. Never been one in California. So the letter's a fake? Saw someone trying to imitate the Black Hand. I grunted a sigh, noted what he said. Don't know if Green is getting one over you, or if someone else is pulling Green's leg, but having more dirt on the man couldn't hurt, especially if he's your client. I've been trying to dig through his past. Got any bunk on him? Shipman shook his head. Nah, from Oakland is all I know, but I can do some more digging. Under a pile of vices, though. Might take me a while. Why don't I telephone when I find something? I had no office where I could receive messages, but I dreaded returning to the station. I told him to call Southern Coffee. Just leave anything with Franklin Conway, I instructed. He said that was all right. We traded goodbyes, and I went back to the station's entrance. Okay, so it's not a real letter. Now I knew the letter was fake, and Shipman's looking to Green's past for me. I just needed to chase up the bootlegging lead. I stepped into the street and thought about where to go. I was debating where to go next. Okay, so we need to get the password as well, which he might be able to help. Of course, if we're stuck on the case, I could share a stiff drink with Frankie. Yeah, Frankie might be able to. He might be able to help me with the hint. Don't accidentally click talk. Don't click talk. All right, go in. Frankie, talk. Ask about notes, statements, evidence, password, height. The tin spoon doorman kept the password outside the joint. He wants a password, but I have no ideas. Fill full your cups, feel no distress. At all our great thoughts shrinking less. All our great thoughts shrinking less, he said. What? He turned and grabbed a bottle from the shelf. Vintage stuff, this. Strange they'd use it as their code. Fill full your cups, feel no distress. At all our great thoughts shrinking less. We'll do a good deed, nevertheless. So the password was the poem from this vintage label. I now knew what I had to say to the doorman. Alright, let's go! This is probably nothing yet. Now I'm your bartender and your secretary? Say, if I were to become your housemaid, will you at least pay me? Alright, cool. Nothing yet. No real breaks to speak of. Well, alright, I'll let you know if the shipment gives me a call. Okay. So now we have the password. Beauty. Okay, leave. Tin spoon. Oh, doorman, I have the password now. Don't talk. Look out the window. Knock again. Yep. Look at notes. Will do good deeds nevertheless. Boom. Will do a good deed nevertheless. The eye squinted. Wait here. I rolled a cigarette and waited. She's just smoking non-stop. Bar's closed, but you can shoot pool in the upstairs room. Well, alright. I like me a good old round of pool. I walked up the stairs and opened the thin wooden door in the billiards room. It was much smaller than I expected for a gangster's paradise. The only light came from the hanging lamps above the billiards table. The haze of cigarette smoke darkened the room's corners. Dangling lamp, tall chairs, pool cues, pool table, bottle, unlabeled wine. It smelled of strong spice. Hello. Saw a tall, broad-shouldered man playing the table by himself. Based on Frankie's description, I gathered this was Tiny Paul. Haven't played pool in a while? I also haven't played in a while. Probably like a year. Which isn't that long, I suppose, but it's pretty long. I like pool. Pool's fun. Alright. Tiny Paul. I cleared my throat to get him to look at me, then followed with a casual, "Are you ever gonna take a shot?" He stood up straight, rested his cue on the table, and looked at me sideways. It was the petulant look of a boy forced to play with his younger sibling. Hello. Hello. His voice was deep. Apparently Fairy only hired baritones, but it had no gravel. It echoed slightly around the small room. I imagined he could have huffed and puffed the entire block to rubble. I like watching them, he said. Nodded and evolved on the table, thinking through my options. I'd never shot much pool, but I thought he might like me more if I feigned interest. I considered lying to him, telling him that I played a lot. No better sport. He didn't seem to like my answer. Sometimes you broads will say anything to get what you want. Still eyeing the billiards table, he asked, "What is it you want?" Ask for green. How's the gamble on that wine? Green setting it up. We're the muscle. What more is there? Spilling the story to a stranger. You like green? Spilling a stranger to a story. Stranger. Story to a stranger. I expected surprise when I mentioned his name, but he just chuckled. You think I don't know about you, Miss Malone? I'm not giving you anything you ain't already got. So he'd known me too. Doorman must have looked me up. The Bay talks fast. Anyhow, you need anything else from me? If you want something, better ask specific. Mobsters never failed to grate my nerves. He wouldn't tell me anything unless I pushed him with what I already knew. Ask about notes. Statements. Bootlegging. Ask. So, you're giving Green the dough? That's right. We gave him the cash to get the supply going. You already gave him the money? Aren't you afraid he's gonna run out on you? I suppose you know less than I thought. Well, just to set you straight. That kid's right under my thumb. No way he'd get out of town alive before setting up our source. He turned his gaze back on the pool. Anything else? Yeah. Yeah. How about the letter? You don't know anything about that? Tiny Paul looked at the page and laughed with his whole body. So there is a letter. Green's shaking over that. I'm not losing sleep though. Look, Green and I aren't best pals, but nobody will touch him with our protection, and none of us sent it to him, or else I would know about it. Anything else? Alright, okay, that's good, that's good. Miss Green. Green's wife is a torture here? With the pipes she's got built into that body, she's the reason most fellas keep coming back to the joint. Alright, okay. We can just ask about this. Alder got me with a frown. Paul refused to give me any leads on that front. Alright, okay. Fine. Anything else? Anything else? We can ask about password. Will do a good deed nevertheless. Why make an old liquor slogan your password? An old liquor slogan? That's rich, and here I thought you dicks were supposed to be learned. It's called The Drinking Song, a poem by Thomas Hardy, an old Brit. Ask more about the poem. It's all about man thinking we're the top of our chain and slowly understanding we aren't. All our thoughts, all our theories amount to nothing. We're just apes floating in the wide ocean of space. How can you possibly cope with that? How do you even know what we are now? But to hell with it. Take your mind off it. Have a drink. And do something good. Not a bad code if you ask me. Alright, that's enough of a lesson. Is there anything else you wanted me, or can I get back to this? He motioned to the billiards table. Man just wants to play some pool. You know anything about this? Since, you know, she's like your singer? These monsters knew that Green was about to blow town, they'd be liable to dig him an early grave. That's true, that's true. Can I back? I mentioned, yeah, okay, alright, okay, so I think we're good for now. Wait for shipment's call. Telling me who would have to green, some of us passed. Yeah. Yeah, I can't do much with this. Gain entry into Tin Spoon. Could chase any leads with Tiny Paul, Green's business partner, seen shooting pool. Okay. Right, okay. Cool. Go back. Oh, we can ask Frankie about the letter, because he was the one who was like, you know, you should go check out the thing, right? Or is that stable? I don't remember. Maybe it was stable. I think it was stable. Yeah. Go here. If I ever wanted to chat, yeah, we can chat. We can chat. I'm starting to run into the same problem I had with the with the Phoenix Wright games, where it's like sometimes you just don't know where to go. Okay, I have learned about the fake letter. I have learned. Yes, Miss Malone, that I told you. But I'm curious whether Mr. Green himself knows it. Stable still would admit no knowledge of the note. Well, Miss Malone, will there be anything else? Ah, jeez. Alright, Redstone Stable doesn't bootleg. Tiny Paul got money. Didn't send the letter. Sam Shipman, Black Hand letter, fake. Okay. Maybe, no, Miss Green's gonna be out for the whole day, right? Yeah. Oh wait, though, maybe we can ask about the opium. We can ask about the drugs. Okay. All right, we'll ask about that because I feel like that might lead us somewhere. Okay. Walk up. Hello, how's it going? Talk. Ask about notes. Evidence. Greenhouse. Empty bottles. Hey. What's that got to do with any of this? Alright. How about your billiards table? What's up with that? See, you don't like the game as much as your strategy. You got it. Now can I get back to it? Or you got something else to ask me about? This guy. Alright, yeah, 5 Qs. What do you want for that? I pushed him on it, but he got me nowhere. Something else you want? Alright, okay. What else? Can you tell me anything? What's this? That's the stuff. A sample from Green's source. I know some Napa wine that smells exactly like it. That's so. Well, that one's from Vancouver. I had to work every muscle in my face to stop my jaw from hitting the floor. Where's the wine from Paul? It's from Vancouver. Frankie had told me that only Napa grapes had this type of flavor. Only Napa grapes had this type of spice. If Paul didn't know this bottle was local, I wasn't going to tell him. But it told me something very important. I had to confirm with Frankie, but if my hunch was on the money, then Connor Green was not getting his wine from Canada. And he wasn't playing square with Tiny Paul. Anything else? Okay. Okay. All right. We're getting somewhere. We're getting leads. Okay. I think we're good for now. Let's go talk to Frankie. We got more info now. Okay. Nice. Leave. Saturn coffee. Hi. Don't talk. Close my eyes. Lean on the window. Man, we're paying so much in taxi fees today. All right. That's where all that $100 is going. Ask about notes, evidence, wine bottle. Well, you'll like this. Remember that wine you offered me? Oh, my Zinfandel you nearly finished. Where did you say that grape was from? From here, California. Napa or Sonoma. You sure? Yes, Malone. That's the only place these grapes grow nowadays. And not Canada? What are you swinging at, Malone? Tiny Paul had a bottle of wine that tasted the exact same. That identical spice. He said it was from Green's bootlegging source. From Vancouver. Malone, I'm telling you, no wine anywhere else in the world has that spice. It ain't from Vancouver, and Green ain't getting it cheap. Well, you just confirmed my hunch. Green's got no source. He must be swindling Tiny Paul and the entire ferry gang, and I bet he'll run away with the money. Frankie let out a long whistle in disbelief. I can't whistle that loudly. What if I do it into the mic? Alright, okay. Just then the phone rang. Frankie picked up with a hello? Right. It's Shipman. PC. Find something on Green? Nothing. I was puzzled. Why'd you call? That's the idea. First got pinched for a brawl in the ferry building. That was in November 2019. Before that, no Connor Green anywhere around the bay. Strange, he continued. Has trouble staying out of a mess, mixed up in something nearly every week, so only appearing a few years ago? That Oakland backstory and Swiss cheese. Sounds like a cartoon character from falling from a height. I'm sure that's what it does sound like, yeah. Especially with that plop at the end. The old. What are you thinking? Green's got a different past? Guess that he just got here in 1920 and never been straight about where he's from. Wait. If Connor Green was a criminal in another town, easily some cop would recognize his name and send him back home. SFPD isn't that thick. Right. If it's the same name, could be his real identity disappeared in another town. I thought aloud. So he might have changed lives. Is there any way to confirm that? If Green fled, the local bulls would keep looking for him. But Not if they thought he died. Get these cases sometimes, but when mobsters fake a death to escape a burg, use a mangled stiff to do it, someone unrecognizable. That way they'd get out of town without a chase. Got any mobster deaths in 1920? A ton. Too many to look through, but narrow the search for me. A town he might be from. I could check a specific city's archive. Anything in your notes that tells us where he could be from? Show shipment. Evidence. St. Louis. Boom. I found some tickets to St. Louis, I told him. The missus was ruffled when I picked them up. I stayed on the telephone a while Shipman used another line to call his contact on the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. I was nursing a glass of gin when he got back to me. Lucky break, PC. Seems there's one that fits the bill. He read aloud an article from the St. Louis Post-Dispatch dated October 8th, 1920. Gun battle at June's Diner. Gangster dead. Suspected bandit. Clubhouse. Scene of another shooting. A heated argument turned deadly Thursday as multiple shots rang inside the June's Diner on 14th Street. Suspected hideout of Egan's Rats. A man was found dead at the scene, unidentified due to shotgun wounds to his face. Policeman suspects he is a mobster, Bragg the Jester, who had hired a private eye to investigate threats on his life. Last month, Chief of Police Brandon investigating gangster on gangster deaths was a waste of time, and the discovery of the threats leads many to believe police won't look further into the case. I was trying to voice that in like old, like news announcer voice. I'm doing my best here. Hold on, this Bragg character hired a PI. Seems police are quick to forget a case if they got a reason to think it's just a gangster violence. This lines up with Green. Gets better. Bragg's first name? Connor. I cursed loudly through the phone. If you're going to fake your own death and start a new life, why would you use the same first name? Why would you not just change both of your names? Why would you keep your first name? You're crazy. And your story says this Bragg was deeply indebted, so maybe Green's just waiting in San Francisco until he's got enough dough to skip town and go home. He has some bootlegging business. Why would he leave that behind? Nah, his wine is complete bunk. It's local stuff, not any Canadian route he might be claiming. I didn't know why he'd pull a fast one until now. Returning Bragg to St. Louis could be huge. Swing by the station. We'll iron it all out. I agreed and slammed the receiver on its pegs. It seemed I needed to make my way back to the station. Alright. We're getting somewhere. So, what's the news on Green? Now it seemed like I had all the details. I summarized it for him. So, the total wrap. Green isn't really Green at all. He's Bragg the Jester, a former member of Egan's Rats from St. Louis. He's Bragg? But he's been here a while, Malone. Sure, but only since 1920. He couldn't pay off his debt in Missouri, so he faked his debt and moved to San Francisco. He's been longing to go back, but he needs a way to settle the score before he can show his face again. Is that where his bootlegging comes in? Mm-hmm. Green set up a sham rum running scheme. Man, that's a tongue twister. Sham rum running scheme. He bought local wine, but claimed to get it at lower prices from Canada. He convinced Tiny Paul to front him a heap of cash for it. Instead of providing the wine, he's planning to skip town with Paul's money, disappearing to St. Louis with enough dough to pay back his debts. He already faked his death once, so he'll do it again here? That's right. His plan is similar to his last one. Hire a detective claiming he's scared for his life, fake his death, then know the police won't bother with underground violence. Frankie looked at me with a blank stare. Seems like all the pitches fit? Seems like all the pieces fit, he said. So he just hired you as cover? Seems like it. Don't worry about that. I'm going to see Shipman now. I'll sweep away this mess, then come back and see you. Have a stiff drink ready. Just be careful, Malone. Egan's Rats have a reputation. They can be ruthless. Alright, gotta be careful. Only one place to go. Police station. Let's go. I stepped into the taxicab and was consumed with my own thoughts about the case. I finally caught my break, but it was a dud. I hadn't realized it, but I'd been reveling in real detective work. Once I learned it was all bunk, my mind reverted to its incessant nagging. I wondered if. I knew that. I wallowed in my isolation. This career had made me miserable and left me without any friends, family, or lovers to lean on. There were many modern working girls, and I quietly scolded myself for choosing this profession. It all came back to the same basic premise. You're failing, my inner voice said. I began to feel nauseous in the car, but my mind repeated its last thought. You are failing. And then, everything turned to black. Uh-oh. As if someone had shut all the lights. Uh-oh. My naked arms faded into view. They emitted a soft white glow. I waved them. I rubbed my eyes, willing them to focus, but without success. Between my fingers, it appeared in the distance. What is that? I could hardly see, but as the object billowed, a clarity came to me. Then I understood what it was. Lewis's gray coat. I floated towards it. I reached out to grab the coat, which was when I saw the needles. No, not needles, glass. Shards falling all around me. One piece wedged itself deep in my right elbow. I grimaced, but I was unable to make any noise or movements. But then, as suddenly as the rain had started, it stopped. I looked upward with caution, wary of the rain's return, but above me I saw the gray coat. It was no longer billowing. It was rigid, a shield against the terrible rain. It started falling, slowly at first, but quickly it gained speed. It came upon me and enveloped me completely. It was suffocating. I couldn't breathe. I let a gasp. And then, the light! My eyes! It pierced my eye sockets, hitting the back of my skull like a hammer on an anvil. My god, that really did. I directed all my energy into my lungs and forced out a yell. That helped, and everything became quiet. I could breathe deeply. I noticed someone beside me. He gradually came into focus. Shipman! He swung his leg over a chair, sat beside me. Thought you'd never come around. Where am I? What happened? Relax, PC. It's just a few scratches. Quite the auto crash. Flew straight through the front window. It took out a large piece of glass from your right arm. I remember none of that. Auto crash. I wonder how bad the accident must have been. Shipman removed a flask from his pocket, unscrewed the top, and handed it to me. Not the best hooch, but might get rid of that banging in your head. I took a swig. I closed my eyes and sighed a deep breath as this warmth burned down my throat. I know modern medicine doubts it, but that gulp of moonshine helped. I went to give the flask back to Shipman, but he put out a hand to stop me. Hang on to it. Might need another swig after what I'm about to tell you. I propped myself up on my left shoulder to listen. About Green's case, two of us figured he was going to fake his own death. Shipman clicked his tongue to his teeth and looked towards the floor. That ain't happening. Last night, Connor Green was shot through the heart twice. Damn, alright, okay. Alright. Okay, geez, okay. Whoa there, look. Been here with all you night. Been here with you all night. In that chair beside the bed. Just telephoned the station to check in, and that's the rap they gave me. Told them what I'd known from you, and they said they'd chase it up. How do you know it was him? PC, faking your death involves a mangled body. Shot through the chest? His face is still intact. Whatever Green was planning on doing, he didn't get that far. And we looked it up. He doesn't have a twin. That would be too easy. Green hired you for this case. Gives you every right to follow it up if it's what you want. That said, he was likely taking you for a ride. Wouldn't blame you if you wanted to drop it. I'd like your help, PC. You know the case. Could use your head, even if it's been a little bumped. Once you're feeling better, I'll be at the station. Come find me there. Shipman stood up and cracked his back. Maybe I'll catch some shut-eye on the top of my desk, too. Sure beats that chair you got. Alright, so we got into a car crash. Damn. Okay. Anything new? Crant, Murphy bed set up, bed squeeze to the living room. Okay, nothing new, right? Nothing new. Okay, so now Shipman wants to meet him at headquarters. Okay, let's do that then. Let's do that. I suppose I owed Shipman enough to help solve the case, even if Green had given me the runaround. After all, what type of detective would leave case half solved? I mean, that happens all the time, right? It is like cold cases. Happens all the time. We're going to Norch Beef Station. Don't talk. Beef Station. Beef Station sounds like it could be the name of some, like, fast food restaurant. Beef Station. The headquarters building dominated the corner. Wait, no, yeah. Malone! You were working for my husband. What happened? Her breathing obscured her next sentences, but I got the general idea. I told her I knew as little about the matter as she did, but that I was looking into it, and I was sure the officers were doing their best. She begged me to help them, again drowning most of her sentences with her sobbing. I promised I'd try. She took a slow inhale, raised her chest, and walked out of the station. When she was out of sight, Fred Grant came around the corner and let out a snort. Grant was another investigator for the SFPD. I noted his wispy hair. I studied his ruddy face. Strewn with broken capillaries that gave the impression of a map of streams, a cigar often poked through his mouth, hardening his jaw and twisting his face into a scowl. I suppose that was an appropriate look for a man who enjoyed his bribes in liquid form. Grant had never been a supporter of police women, and he was no fan of mine. He lighted the cigar and said, "The widow seems pretty torn up about him. You really helping her out?" I said I was. It wasn't his place to know. I don't like the look he's giving me. It's not your place to know. Well, alright. If you ain't going to talk, then I should be on my way. Last thing I gotta do is head to the tin spoon, then toss this in the freezer. That meant he was about to close the case cold. He smiled as though he was glad to do it. I raised a questioning brow. You weren't chasing it up? He looked appalled that I would even ask. We've got more to deal with than some dead gangster. The captain don't care about crap like this so long as it's not spreading too far. What about the girl? What'd she expect? This broad goes and marries an Irishman. Probably killed by one of his own or some Dago. All those bums run together. What is that? What is a Dago? Should I be saying that word? Noun, offensive. An Italian, Spanish, or Portuguese-speaking person. Okay, I should not be saying that then. I apologize. I didn't know. I'm sorry. I gave him a frown, to which he responded, "Look, if the missus wants you on this, that's her gamble. But it ain't gonna lead you nowhere, and don't expect support from the boys. Not even if I find Grant's killer? If you get a confession, we'll cop him. Not something the DA can thumb his nose at either. They gotta admit 3 things. Means. Opportunity. Motivation. You do that, then sure, we'll be right behind you, but there ain't nobody here looking into it, I promise." He pulled on a cap and walked out. I hurled a glare in Grant's direction, but I was still fuming as I turned down the hallway towards Shipman's office. Shipman was frowning at the stacks of paper atop his desk, but he stood up and smiled when he saw me. "Glad you made it." I vented about Grant. I asked him about what he found. I vented about Grant. Ain't wrong, you know. I must have scowled a mean look at him because he was quick to follow with, not that the case is dead, PC, but Captain has nobody on it. Even Grant's coming off as soon as he can. We're underwater with other bunk. So you have nothing for me? Not true. Department still did the regular foxtrot. Inside was a large black and white photograph of Green's face, muscles relaxed and eyes closed. It looked almost normal, apart from his flattened head, just behind his head, and the dirt and grass behind that. The picture behind the picture. The picture behind the picture. The report behind the picture noted 3 important clues. Green died at midnight the previous night. Second, Green was killed with 2 .45 caliber bullets to the chest. Those slugs weren't from a pea shooter. Green was killed by a mean gun. Green was found this morning laying in Washington Square Park, a block away from the Tin Spoon. Okay. All we got. Can pinch the gunman if you want to prove the case, but you got to solve it without much support. Don't have much time to help either. No point coming back here until you got your man. Never had much support. So we were always like independent. We need a confession on this one. Captain doesn't want a runaround. Right. Grant mentioned they wanted to admit how, why, and when. That's it. Prove that. We'll pick them up. Never been on a murder before, right? Get tense. Just know, if you accuse someone but can't prove everything, they'll turn like a switch. Might like you one minute but hate you the next. Chatting with folks is their easiest route to get more information, but won't get any banter after you accuse someone of murder. So be careful who you accuse. Could make your case harder if you go the wrong way. Okay. And remember, plenty of lies out there, but you can contradict means, motive, or opportunity with anything in your notes. Okay, now we're really playing detective. Okay. Means, motive, and opportunity. Once I found all three for a single person, I'd have them licked. I started to begin the chase. Okay. Okay. What if it was Frankie this whole time? I would be sad. I like Frankie. We gotta go to the Tin Spoon first, right? We gotta go there first. Okay. But I'm suspicious of the guy who works. Oh, okay, right. I forgot this guy's here. I'm suspicious of Redstone Stable. He looks like Agent 47. I wrap my knuckles on the same metal door. I allow the PC. Good seeing ya. He stumbled down the next few steps, and I caught his limp body, all loose ends tied up. Through the doorman in the back of the wagon. He says nobody came in or out from the upstairs billiards hall last night. You know, I don't believe him. You know, I believe him, but the bulls need someone to work on, and putting welts on this goon will make the afternoon go faster. He again tried to stand upright. Failing at that, he stumbled to his police car, got behind the wheel, let the sirens loose, and drove the machine around the corner. Alright. I don't know if he can do that, but he's doing it regardless. Okay. Tiny pole had been replaced by a young woman, idly playing with a deck of cards scattered across the billiards table. I could see the tears welled in the girl's eyes. Ah, okay. That's gonna be what's her name again? Fanny Green. Fanny Green. Hello. I approached the young woman and looked her up and down. Oh wait, no, that's not her. I studied her face. She was in her early 20s and was naturally pretty with deep eyes, shimmering black hair, and big, rouged lips, though holding back tears somewhat twisted her face. Who are you? She said in a clear, strong voice, I'm Ella Smith. I work nights as a backing singer. But, well, last night I had a bit too much of the cider. The whole band was here, playing a long game of poker and singing after work. I wondered if she had been in the billiards room since the previous evening. Perhaps she didn't want to talk about her night. I might embarrass a woman. But I had to know the story. I came to this morning. A blush interrupted her before she continued her thought. I was laying on the pool table when I heard the cop banging on the metal door. Getting a little bit R18 here. How much do you have to drink? Listen, miss, I don't know who you are, but don't come around asking me about things like that. Ladies should not drink so much. I'm not judging you. I also drink. And since when are we flapper ladies? Anyhow, what is it that you want? If she'd been inside the Tin Spoon the entire night, I concluded she may have had information about Green. I knew I had to pump her for leads. Ask about notes. Oh, we can just accuse people. Oh. Yeah, no, let's not do that right now. Ask about notes. Okay. Why are you crying? Why are you crying? Her lower lip wavered, but she managed to stop it before any tears could get through. It's that copper who's just here. He kept wanting me to feed him drinks, and the more I put it in him, the more fresh he got with me. You should have smacked him. Smack him! Smack him! Smack him like, like Will Smith. You should have smacked him. She laughed and exclaimed, You know I did just that. I probably shouldn't have smacked a copper, but it felt good finally smacking one of them. Anyway, I'm just frantic because of the booze. I'm sure it'll wear off. She was putting up a strong mask, but I could tell something about Grant's interaction had rattled her. The truth is, most women wear a mask in public. Almost every one of us has a strong story about being mistreated. Or worse. Me too. What else do you want to know? Okay. Don't accidentally click accuse. Or at the very least, I hope if it clicks... If I click accuse, it gives me a confirmation. Okay. Nobody through the pool hall entrance. She turned red in an instant. Midnight was the time I sang all by myself to the crowd up here. How do you know it was midnight? I asked. Well, last New Year's Eve at exactly midnight, me and Lil Fanny, you know, our lead, did a swell duet for the boys. They wanted to hear it again, but she wasn't around to sing it, so I did it alone. Maybe she was in the toilets? I didn't go looking for her. Look, I never got the chance. I never get to sing lead. They don't like us Chinese girls doing that, so I took my chance. How can I turn it down? Well, anyhow, after that song is when I really downed some gin. I didn't much like it, but they said it was good for me, and I was riding high with everyone watching. I don't remember much after that. So, you claim you were in here at midnight? That's right. So you claim you were in here at midnight. Contradict? Do I have anything contradicting? Nobody had come in or gone out of the billiards room the time Green had been murdered. Show? I was up here singing. She was right, it didn't. Do I have anything that contradicts that? I don't think so. I don't think I have anything to contradict this right now. I don't think so. Wasn't in the pool table at midnight. That's true. That's true. Yeah, I don't have anything to contradict this right now. Okay, no. I nodded and asked her about her something. No, asked her about something else. Okay, let's see if there's anything else we can ask her. Nobody there. We can ask her about this. I don't even know my parents, and I can't speak Chinese. I was raised in the Occidental Board Mission House, the one orphanage that takes Chinese kids, but nobody adopts an Oriental. She paused and looked down at her feet. I waited for her to continue, but she didn't say anything else. Okay. What else? We can ask her about, Fanny, I guess. Miss Green. Singer at the Tin Spoon. Lil Fanny. Ella Smith nodded in affirmation. Oh, that's it? Okay. Anything else? You know, I think we're good. Let's leave for now. I'll be back. I will be back to contradict you. Okay, let's leave. Let's check out Stable. I'm a little bit skeptical of Stable. He's too nice looking. He's too nice looking, and he looks too much like Agent 47. Okay. Hello, how's it going? You're not Stable. I didn't see Stable anywhere. Who are you? Who are you? He stared at me with a grin that extended to his eyes. He was wearing a barber's cape, which told me he was here for a haircut. I wondered why Stable had left this man mid-trim. I asked how he's doing. Swell, he answered. Yes, very swell indeed. Thank you, miss. These words came out as jovial as his expression, and they held a affable, southern hint. A few more pleasantries returned equally verbose responses with no meat to them. That infuriated me. They piqued my interest. I despise when people refuse to answer me straight. It was usually a sign they didn't take me seriously. I barked at him. I tried to be calm. I need answers to some questions, and I'll be on my way. Looking for Staple, but he's not here, so I'm wondering who's sitting in his chair. I was just trying to make conversation with a pretty girl who came through the door. You, it seems, are not a fan of gossip, are you, miss? I said I was. But how can we chat when we don't even know your name? My name is Ray Charter, the regular jazz bassist at the Tin Spoon Lounge, a speakeasy in Northern Beach. Yeah, it's my pleasure to meet you, miss. Oh, so he can confirm whether or not she was actually there at midnight. Okay. Were you there last night? Until early this morning, he gleamed. I won a bucket of change at the poker table. Just about everyone was saying they never saw someone play cards so well. Sometimes they get lucky, I suppose. I wondered if he was at all related to this case. Excuse me, I was glad he was smiling. An upbeat suspect eased any harsh questions. He saw me taking notes and asked, "Are you some kind of continental operative?" When I nodded, he let out a whistle and said, "A woman detective. Well, that's almost as well cited as a black man in a white man's barber chair." I apologize for anything offensive that might come out of this game. Ask about notes. Okay. Let us ask about Ella Smith. And also how Fanny wasn't there. Ella Smith tells me Lil Fanny wasn't in the billiards room at midnight. I remember her being there at the beginning and end of the night, but I cannot keep track of everyone at every time. If Ella seems sure, I have no reason to doubt her. Okay, was Ella there? Or we can ask about this. Green died around midnight. I was inside all night with the band and Tiny Paul playing poker. We heard no shots in that racket. Do I have anything to this? It's a pretty beefy gun. Okay. Playing poker. Yeah, it sounded like they were playing music. Alright. Oh, we could say that it's like right nearby. Close to Tin Spoon. Okay, or not. I don't think I have anything to definitively say that he could hear it. I don't think so. Don't think so. Okay. Ask about where's Paul? I know nothing about that. Alright, okay, fine. Fair enough. What about oh, the cards were from when they were playing poker, right? How much did you win last night? Oh, a heap of it. How many aces did it take you to get there? His face showed genuine surprise. Now, you look here, he growled. Tiny Paul's a mean-spirited, no-good, black-hating son of a guy. He pays us pennies but wants us to be good and smile for him. Well, I'm not having that, miss. No, I'm not having that at all. Yes, I took him for a ride and I feel no remorse for it. In some way, it's all power of the game. I said that was all right, but Tiny Paul might see it differently. Now you would not tell him, would you? Oh, now you would not tell him, would you? I might have to. What is it that you want, miss? Surely you must want something. I want to know where Stable is. Stable was here, congenial and unhurried. Then he received a telephone call and said he had to check on something at his Tan Foreign racetrack. He told me to just sit tight until he returned. And here we are. So Stable had gone to his horses, another lead that would need chasing. You know, I bet I had no reason to cheat last night, not with the way Ellie kept distracting him. Yes, he was very distracting indeed. I raised a questioning brow. Ella Smith and Tiny Paul have something going on? That girl throws herself onto him like she'd throw water on a fire. Jeez, okay. Wait, okay. Ellie kept distracting him. So she was definitely there at midnight playing cards. She was definitely there. Okay. That's good. That's good. Right? She was definitely there. There's too much information to keep track of. Okay, let's leave him be for now. Okay, so now we can what? Go to a racetrack? Yes. Let's see if Miss Green is there. Oh, Miss Green, I'm here to see if you're still taking opium. Ah, there you are. Miss Malone, I'm just frightened about people knocking at my door. After what happened to my husband, everything feels so cold. Oh, I'm blabbering. Please, come inside. She was more awake than the previous day, but her hair was a bit tousled and her S's hung in the air long enough to belie her lack of complete sobriety. Have you found anything about my husband's killer? I shook my head and replied that there was nothing definitive, and I said I'd need to ask her some questions. Certainly. Ask about notes. Okay, let's ask about some of this stuff. Gray trench coat. Where'd you get this? Her unfocused eyes moved to the gray trench coat. Connor brought it home one day. It was too small for his frame, but I thought it looked swell on me. Seems built for a man. Sure, but it's the freedom of age, darling. We can wear anything or even nothing at all. I don't think you can wear nothing at all. Kinda depends on the location, I think. How about your plant? Wanna, give it some water, maybe? It's a struggle to keep any plant alive. Yes, but I can't say no to yellow chrysanthemums. They're so warm. Brightens the entire room. Okay, what else? Ashtray. We're asking her everything. I got next to nothing out of her with that. Alright, okay, fine. So be it. How about this? It seems your husband was from St. Louis. She squirmed, but said nothing, so I pressed her. Miss Green, I'm investigating his death. You're right. He told me where he was from, out east, though he lied to everyone else. He claimed he had to flee from his past. I never asked the details, so that's all I know. You're the first person I've ever told. He also had 2 train tickets to get there. He wanted to return? Well, those tickets had no date printed on them. He was thinking of going back there. I guess whatever trouble he had was blowing over. But I refused. I told him I wanted to stay in San Francisco. Whenever Connor and I quarreled, a sharp, wavering inhale cut off her sentence. Well, he kept them around to brandish, to show me that he loves me, and that he stayed here, only for me. I nodded, and we spoke about something else. It's like I'm wearing nothing at all. Evidence. Round table? What's this? Bottles. No. Ask about this. Laudanum. Yes, I'd make a terrible housemaid. It's hard for a working girl, you understand. In many ways I did, but my clutter was less inebriating, and I told her so. Sometimes the vocal cords need a little lubrication, she smiles. Yeah, we can ask about her, singing. Singer. You're a jazz singer at the Tin Spoon? She gave a languid nod. I wondered how she started singing. So I asked. Well, Papa never liked the petting parties or the liquor or the young man and roasters, but he never made a fuss about it, not until I started to sing. That's enough to get a girl disowned. I suppose I was a teenage prima donna looking for attention. So you never liked singing? Oh, but I love it. Still, she doesn't like it. She loves it. Oh, but I love it. The lights, the shining dresses, the dancing, it's so marvelous. And for a young girl craving attention, there's no better cure than the spotlight. I suppose I understood that. I nodded and exchanged the subject back to the case. Okay. We can ask her about This. Where were you? That's not true. I was there the entire evening. She seemed quite sure, Miss Green. She sang to the drunken boys without you there. But I asked her doorman, Miss Malone. He says nobody left the upstairs room. You're doing your own digging? She blushed. I just have no confidence in the police. Anyhow, if nobody came from upstairs, that eliminates anyone in the pool room. I must have been in the restroom if Ella is certain I wasn't with them at that exact time, because I could not have been outside. I asked our doorman. He says nobody left the upstairs room. According to what the doorman told Grant, nobody had come in or gone out of the billiards room around the time Green had been murdered. There's too many things to contradict. I don't have enough contradictory pieces. So this doesn't contradict anything. I was in the pool room the whole night. Was she? Evidence. Tiny Paul's not in the tin spoon. 2 aces of hearts. Bottle of unlabeled wine. She was in there the whole night. Okay, so she was in there the whole night. But Ella says that she wasn't. So someone's lying. Someone's lying here, and I don't have anything to prove it. Someone's lying, and I can't prove it. Someone is lying, and I can't prove it. Contradict? Yes, you mentioned that. But the doorman says nobody left the room. Why would she be lying to you, Malone? Yeah, why would she lie about that? What's the point? What's the point of her saying that she wasn't in the room if she was in the room, if she herself was also in the room? I don't understand. I don't know what's going on. Someone was not there. Somebody was not there. Okay. Don't contradict for now. Okay, anything else? Evidence. Greenhouse. Okay, I think we're good there. Statements. Do you know anything about this? Nothing. Okay. This. Can you confirm this? Nope. Okay. I guess they're probably not that close to each other, huh? What else can we ask about? Liz? What were you doing last night? I just need to place everyone in their location, Miss Green. I was singing with the band, the show ending at about 10 o'clock, then we went up into the billiard hall. Oh, it haunts me that Connor was so close when he was killed, but none of us heard anything, with how loud we were and how sealed that building is. How late were you in the pool room? Until early morning, say 2 or 3? Okay, so that's the same as before. She's saying that she was in the pool room the whole time. Okay. Don't contradict. I don't have anything to prove against that. Okay. Do you know about this? Talks held no new information. Okay, let's leave her be for now. Okay. Things are getting pretty deep in here. Okay, okay. Let's leave for now. Let's go to the racetrack. How about that? It's near San Bruno. I could run over there and talk with him. Alright, go. I'm suspicious of Stable. Stable's looking kind of sussy, not gonna lie. The Tan Foreign Racetrack had reopened the previous year with the help of millionaire Adolf Speckles and some associates, one of whom was Stable. Today, no races were ongoing, and the sheer size of the empty grounds and the grandstands were impressive. I hopped the locked turnstile and wandered the grandstands and some of the grounds, but all my searching turned up nothing and nobody, not even Stable. I returned near the entrance to search for more clues. Wooden slats bordered the windows of the old betting house. The Walker Otis measure of 1909 prohibited gambling on horses, which meant most racetracks shuttered, including the Tanforan. But Stable and a few other investors reopened the track the previous year, claiming to operate without taking bets. Claiming they don't take bets. Empty boxes were thrown next to the old betting house. I spent some time rummaging through them, but found nothing of interest. Oh, garbage. I removed the trash bin's lid to let my hands play with something while my thoughts had time to form. Peering in, I saw the biggest break in the case thus far. An automatic pistol, 45 caliber, right on top of the pile. I reached in to get a close look. A throat cleared behind me. I pocketed the weapon quickly, then turned around to Stable's smug grin. "Have you come to watch the horses?" he asked. "Rumor says that running through fire will be the victor. Though at times it can be dangerous to put stock in rumors. Ask about notes." Evidence. Yeah, evidence. Stable wouldn't. What you doing here? What you doing over here? For the first time, I saw Stable frown. Well, business and pleasure sometimes mix. Mix. Yes, I was telephoned for a maintenance issue, but now that's now all sorted. You kind of suspicious, not gonna lie. Let's ask about this for now. But he said nothing meaningful. Alright, doesn't say anything about his own racetrack. How about these boxes? What's going on over here? Alright, cool. How about this gun that's in your trash can? How about that? I found an automatic in your trash bin. This 45 caliber is a gangster caliber. What are the chances it's the same one that killed Green? Stable frowned again. I was beginning to like his frowns. So, it seems to me that your boys found the murder weapon in the trash, then called you around to see what to do about it. Yes, he admitted. I was telephoned to look at the weapon. We were about to phone the police about it when I noticed you wandering the grounds. Why were you so interested in the Green case? Why is this gun here? Do you remember, Miss Malone, that Connor Green had already attempted to frame me? Once I had learned of his death, I thought that whomever killed him would also try to blame me. I invited Carter for a trim in exchange for information about the murder, and I told my associates to watch for anything suspicious at the racetrack. As soon as the gun was found, they telephoned me, and here we are. I mean, that makes sense to me. At least he's lying. So, you still won't admit to the murder? Think what you want, Miss Malone. I had no reason to kill Connor Green, and if you think otherwise, you are just playing into the game, set up by the real killer. That was the story Stable was sticking with. Still, I was much further along than I had been, and that gave me reason to smile. Okay, what about... So we know this, we know this. Like we know about this. Alright, cool. Okay. Racetrack pistol could have killed Green. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Alright. I don't really know where to go with that, though. Waiting chair. Stable wasn't here. Okay, we've asked about those. What else can we ask about? Who else would this guy be related to? He only really knows... The only relation he's got is with Green... Green and Ray. Only Green and Ray, right? So it doesn't really have any relationship to, like, anyone else. That at midnight. What were you doing at midnight? That is a late hour, Miss Malone. I'm always fast asleep in my bed at that time of the night. So nobody was there with you? No, I was alone. I would never lie to you, Miss Malone. Of course, it would just be as difficult for you to disprove my story as it would be for me to prove it. We live in a civilized nation that requires your proof, not mine. Steeple might have had the opportunity to kill Green, but I had to first place him concretely. I assure you, I was at home, asleep at that time. I don't think I have anything to contradict that right now. Do I? I don't think so. Do I? I don't think so. So we need to just... We need something that proves someone was not where they said they were at midnight. Someone's lying. Someone ain't telling the whole truth. Someone? Which one of y'all are lying? So you said that you were there at midnight, just sleeping. Okay. Thinking. No, I don't think I have anything that can prove that he wasn't just at home sleeping. Yeah. And where's Tiny Paul? And all this, where's Tiny Paul? Alright, I don't think I have anything to contradict him. Okay. We'll leave him be for now. Okay, he's just chilling. Alright. Let's leave and head to the coffee. Let's talk to Frankie. I don't want to believe that Frankie was the one who did it. I like Frankie. Super. I don't even watch One Piece. All right, Frankie. This is some case, so you think you'll go through with it? I don't know, Malone. Those Egan's rats sound dangerous. Oh, we can't even accuse Frankie. Okay, no, he's innocent then. We can't even accuse Frankie. Gun. Gun. Hey, look at this. So you think that could be the murder weapon? But still need more information. Anything else? Super Frankie. I don't even watch One Piece. Did we tell him about the letter being fake? Evidence. Where is it? Fake letter. Fake letter. Letter's fake. Letter's fake. You should. It's great. It's too long. It's too long. That's the only thing. Maybe if I get like into it. I don't know if we can get any like good information, like clues. You know. I don't know if we can get any clues. We can die at midnight. You just need to place all your suspects at midnight. Not that it'll be easy. That's what I'm saying. Okay, okay. What if we go back to... Oh, we can go back to the barbershop. We can... Now that we know why he's there. Now that we know why he's there, we can question him a bit more. Okay, okay. Don't talk. Okay, it's only like a few months long. It's not that bad. Yeah, you're right. It's just a few months of watching. Just a couple months. Quick in and out. Ask. Statements. Redstone. Gun. Gun. Here you go. I know why you're here, though. I know why you're here. Because you were called by Redstone Sable to get information. Bro, I know why you're here, though. Why is this not... You rewatched it like 3 times? My goodness. My goodness, that is dedication. Stable one of the grounds. Okay. Paul is absent. I've yet to find him. Fanny Green. Ray Carter. Redstone Stable. Do you know anything about this? Know anything about this? Oh. Ellis been telling me Little Fanny wasn't in the billiards room. Oh wait, no, yeah. I already asked him about that. You know anything about that? Anything about this? Stable ran to his racetrack? I mean, we know why he's there. This? What can I ask these people? He is the bassist. They played at 10 p.m. and then at midnight they went up to the billiards room to just play poker the whole night. Ella says that Fanny was not there at midnight. And she says that she was there at midnight. Someone is lying. Oh, we can ask Ella about this, I guess. Okay, hold on. We can ask Ella about her relation with Paul. Tin Spoon Lounge. Go here. Okay, don't talk. Head on in. Hello. 5 Qs, yep. He's just not here. Alright, talk to you. Hello, how's it going? I'm gonna ask you about this. Is that true, Miss Smith? Okay, he's right. I'm in love with Paul. That's no crime. It was obvious she wanted to hide the relationship. If the two of them ever broke it off, her career would be doomed. I empathize with her. The heart never plays fair. This won't get out of my account, I promise, but you have to tell me Tiny Paul's whereabouts. He lives in a penthouse on the top floor. Just don't tell him I told you. Okay! Good. Good stuff. How do I go to the penthouse? Tiny Paul's apartment. Go here. Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. All right, Tiny Paul. Hello. How you doing? Hat rack. A hat hung from the rack, nailed to the back wall, as did an empty gun holster. Paul's light brown shoes were discarded beside the couch he lay on. Wrapped bouquet of flowers, vibrant yellow. Vibrant yellow? I remember vibrant yellow. Arms and legs, gaudy shaded gold, matching the gold of the tables. Oil paintings. Alright. Hey, Paul, how's it going? Hello? Ask about notes. I figured drunk Tiny Paul could be more honest. Alright, cool, perfect. Statements. This one. Green was killed around midnight. Do you remember anything from that? After the jazz stopped playing at 10, I went up to the pool room to shoot. I think the whole band came in. We played cards until early in the morning. So you were in the Tin Spoon all night? After 10, though I did leave before then. I met with Redstone Stable at 9 o'clock, then around 5 in the morning. It seemed like he hadn't slept much. Okay. So he wasn't there all night. He left before midnight. Okay. Met with Redstone Stable at 9. Then around 5 in the morning. Oh, so that we can so we can use that to say that he wasn't at home asleep at 12. Okay. I ain't telling you that, sister. Believe what you want. I was in the pool hall when Green was shot. I was in the pool hall when Green was shot. So you left at 9, came back? Left at 5? Maybe? Were you in the pool hall? Nobody through the pool hall entrance. I was shooting pool upstairs until the early morning. Oh wait, no, contradict. They were playing poker. They were playing poker. Poker money. Poker. They were playing poker. They're playing poker. Cards on table. They were playing poker on the pool table. It's contradictory. What do you mean you're playing pool? Everyone's playing poker. Oh, you were not in the Tin Spoon that day. You were not in the Tin Spoon that day. It says you were not in the Tin Spoon that day. Or no, it's that day is right now. Okay, wait, never mind. Never wait, never mind. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Fanny wasn't in the pool hall at midnight. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Well, oh, okay. So we can use that to check. Okay. Wait. Don't. More. Statements. Pool hall, midnight. So, was she? Well, when I've got my head down in a poker game, the building could burn to the ground and I wouldn't notice. I know she came up with us and I walked her to the cab when we left. Otherwise, I don't know who was in or out of the billiards room. Come on! I get some more information than that. Ella. Let's ask about this. Apparently he had nothing more to say about that. Okay, Ray Carter. Lost eyes. Alright, cool. How about this? Your empty holster. Alright, Malone. I do carry a gun, but you're barking up the wrong tree. Lay off if you know what's good for you. You don't even know what my gun looks like. Contradict. Evidence. Gun. Boom. I described the gun I found and how it matched the type gangsters were known to carry. I don't see your gun around here. I keep my gun in that holster, and when I'm not at home, that holster stays on my person or in my jacket. So where's it now, Paul? What if I told you I lost it yesterday? How could you disprove that? I raised an eyebrow. A weak story, Paul. Weak or not, it's just what I'm telling you. What are you going to do about that? Just asking questions. The detective has to cover all our leads. Paul took a heavy sigh, but in his drunken state, he didn't do much more. I moved to other questions. Okay. So he says he lost it. Okay. Said he lost his gun. Or he could have hidden it himself. Someone close could snag his gun. That's true. That's true. Okay. All right. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're really getting somewhere. Flowers. A vibrant yellow. Didn't pick you as that kind of tulip kind of gal. Well, you hardly got to know me. Who are they for, Paul? My mother. Tiny Paul didn't strike me as a man who would buy a dozen flowers for his mother. He wouldn't tell me who the flowers were for, but I let it go just then. Ask about notes. Evidence. Greenhouse. Wilting plant. Ask. I know a girl who likes flowers like the one on her table, I said to him. Called green, but she likes yellow flowers. How'd you figure that? I don't think he liked the way it figured. He stared at me, eyes ablaze. That told me all I needed. Tiny Paul was Fanny Green's admirer. What are you saying, Malone? I thought of accusing Tiny Paul of killing Green. Accusing someone of murder was certain to agitate them. I knew it was not something I should do lightly. They would refuse any further casual chance. But if I was confident that Paul had killed Green, including knowing the means, the motivation, and the opportunity for him to do so, then I knew I should accuse him. Don't. Not right now. Okay, let's leave him be for now. Okay, so he's close to Green. Okay. Now we're really getting somewhere. Okay. Do we have any notes in here? One legitimate. Admire Miss Green. Okay. Okay, let's leave for now. I want to ask Ella about the gun. Don't talk. Ask Ella about the gun, and then ask Redstone about not being there. Okay, talk. Ask for notes. Statements. Someone close to snag his gun. How about this? That's a lie. That's a blatant lie. You're lying to me. Why'd you lie to me? You are lying through your teeth. Why would you lie to me? Why'd you lie to me? Policy department. Love with Paul. You're in love with Paul, but Paul likes. Jeez, what a love triangle. Let's show her this. I had a notion that Tiny Paul and Fanny Green had been having an affair. L. Smith winced. Miss Smith, do you know about this? Yes, that's why I can't allow anybody to discover what Paul and I have been doing. If word gets back to Fanny, she'll hang me out to dry. Why do you lie to me? Yeah, I ask my friends that all the time. Jeez. Or like when we play Amogus. Please, don't let this get any further. I nod without commitment and ask about something else. Okay. I am going to lie to her, yep, and betray her and talk to Fanny Green about that. I'm going to betray her, yeah, right away. Don't talk. Don't talk. Peer out the window. Let me in. Okay. Hello, Miss Green. Would you like to know something? Would you like some tea? Some juice? Alright. First off, we'll tell her about Tiny Paul. How he likes you. How do you feel about that? Connecting you and Tiny Paul, Miss Green. Is he your lover? Her face turned crimson. She denied my claims with just about every word in the thesaurus, but that face had told me enough. Her and Tiny Paul were having an affair, which could give her enough motive to kill her husband. Okay. Could be. Oh, ask about notes? Some close could snag his gun? What are you implying, Miss Malone? Just that anybody in this billiards room could have taken his gun, and you were close to Tiny Paul, so I'm sure he wouldn't mind if you had taken it. She didn't like that conclusion, but it fits that she had access to the murder weapon. Okay. Okay. Alright. Okay, that's now we're getting somewhere. So we have the means and we have the motive, but we don't have the opportunity. We don't have anything that contradicts her statement that she wasn't there at midnight. She says that she was, but we don't have anything that says she wasn't. Right? I need to go ask Stable. Okay, but she's looking awfully sussy, not gonna lie. Okay, leave. Let's go to the racetrack. I feel like we're zeroing in on the end now. I feel like we're very close now. Okay, don't talk. Okay, hello. Talk. Okay, ask about notes. You said that you hadn't slept all night. And then you met again early this morning. Very well, I do admit that I spent yesterday searching for information on this case, and that perhaps the search bled into this morning. In my situation, would you not also look for clues against Green, a man who had accused you of blackmail? I must have beamed at him, armed now with the knowledge that Stable had no alibi the previous night. However, in my search to clear my name, I did find a fact that it may interest you, a fact that I had kept myself. But if Paul wishes to lay claims at my feet, I might as well tell you. The Tin Spoon has a back exit. Patrons likely have no suspicion of it, but I am certain many of the staff know. They could enter and leave without anyone noticing. Never mind how I came to know about the information, just be thankful I'm giving it to you. I encourage you to ask others about it. The Tin Spoon has a back exit. Okay. That was a peculiar development. Leave him be. Okay, we should ask around, because if we can use that, we can say that she wasn't there. I just don't want to accuse someone and then have them be innocent. Okay, Tiny Paul. Let's go. Don't talk. Okay. Alright. Hello, Tiny Paul. How's it going? I would like to ask you about the secret exit statement. Who said that? That was, Redstone. Back exit. Stable tells me there's back exit to your joint. Back exit? I don't know what medicine Stable is using or what medicine he should be using, but I don't know of any back exits to the tin spoon. However long I pressed it, Paul wouldn't admit there was any way out of the tin spoon beyond the front door. Okay, so he's lying. Don't know. Okay, well, we should ask the other people who work there. Okay. So he says there's no back exit. But at the same time, he's drunk. So let's ask Ella. Hey, no. Alright, don't talk. Let's ask Ella. Let's ask Ray. Ella? Oh, jeez. Ella. Okay, I was like, why can I not talk to her? Okay, ask about the back exit. Yes, we do have one. It's behind the woman's changing room. I can't imagine I can't imagine any of the men know about it. They would never be able to get back there without causing a riot, but the girls use it whenever we need to slip away from customers who are, you know, too eager. There's a back exit to the tin spoon that's only the women know about. Okay. So only the women could have left. Alright, wait. Alright, Miss Green. You might have some answering to do. I was like, is this the right place to go? Yes, okay, go here. Oh wait, maybe I should tell Tiny Paul about it. It's fine. Don't talk. Okay. Miss Green, you've got some explaining to do. Talk. How do you feel about this? This back door that only the female performers can use. Is that right, Miss Green? I think you're right. I stepped out at some point during the night. Sometimes a girl needs fresh air, but I could not have been gone long. I was in the billiards room most of the night. Miss Green had no alibi at the time of Connor's death. Okay, ask about notes. Statements. Ella says that you were not in the pool hall at midnight. You said that you are. Oh wait, no, that's okay, so that contradicts her right away. Okay. I was there most of the night. So I can accuse her now. Motive, okay, means the gun. She can take it off of Paul because they're having an affair. Motivation. She's having an affair. Opportunity. She stepped out. She literally said that she stepped out during the night. Alright, alright. Cuff 'em, boys. Fanny Green, you killed your husband. A stillness permeated the room as I spoke those words. I can prove your means, motivation, and opportunity for the murder. Fanny's face contorted like I'd first seen her in Saturn Coffee. She barked at me. What are you saying? I love my husband. How dare you accuse me of murder? Prove means. Evidence. No. Statements. Someone close could snag his gun. Tiny Paul's gun is missing, and he says only someone close to him could grab it. What are you implying, Miss Malone? That you were close enough to Paul to take his gun. She screamed until she was blue, but I didn't believe her denials. An affair could give her enough motivation to kill her husband, and access to Paul's gun would give her the means. I showed Miss Green that Paul's missing gun could have been the murder weapon. Considering her affair with Tiny Paul, she also would have the perfect motive. I just needed to prove that Miss Green had the opportunity for murder. Prove it. You said that you stepped out. Had access. Yeah, tin spoon has a back exit. You admitted to being gone for parts of the night, I told her. That could have given you the perfect opportunity to murder your husband. She huffed at that for a while. But it stuck. It was clear now. I put it to her. Miss Green, you're the only one of my suspects with provable motive, means, and opportunity for murder. You knew you had to leave your husband. You loved Paul, and as often as happens, you began hating Connor because of it. So you tailed him to see what he was scheming. Maybe you could sink his plans and have the mom do your dirty work. Then, you met me. You learned your husband had been receiving death threats, and you knew that was your play. If he died, the police would blame it on the underground. So, last night, after your singing, you called Connor into the tin spoon. You snuck out of the billiards room, the back way, taking Paul's gun with you. That's when you shot him. She looked at me hotly, about to burst, but then she sighed and stared down at her feet. She began to cry. However many opiates were running through her blood, they had all lost their effectiveness. I put an arm around her as she wept. Connor had made my life miserable, she said between sobs. Look around this dump. That's how ruined I am inside. That manipulative little sneak. You're right. I hated him. It's why I started going with Paul in the first place. She balked at my surprise. Oh no, I never loved Paul. I wanted him to kill Connor. But after learning about Ella, she trailed, oh, how can I convince Paul if he loved someone else? I had no way of leaving Connor. I slumped back to misery. What about a divorce? Divorce? Connor would never give me that. They say we're emancipated, sure, but we still need our husband's permission to leave his home. It's the only good thing that bum owned. He would never let go of me. That's why I was chasing him yesterday. If I could prove infidelity, I'd demand a split in court. I got all excited when I saw you standing in the doorway. She started breathing more heavily. I had to follow you to make sure, but I was certain I had my way out. Only it happened you were above board. You're a detective. I was still trapped. After we met, I came home to find Connor waiting for me. He said we'd be leaving for St. Louis. She took a gasp of air and continued. Leaving everything I'd known for a place I'd never been, with a man I didn't love. I couldn't do it. I told him so. And then he struck me. She wiped tears away, and with them came her blush, thick camouflage powder. A liver-colored spot the size of silver dollars showed on her cheekbone. She just marched out the door. I didn't know what to do. And then you thought of Paul's gun. That's right, maybe Paul wouldn't kill Connor, but I knew he carried a cannon. I knew he carried a cannon, and I knew I could get to it. No innuendos, okay? No, we're all adults here. No innuendos. So you took Paul's gun and killed your husband. No, that was my plan, but I went to Paul's apartment late in the afternoon and grabbed his pistol. Then I came back here. I sat in his chair, petting the gun in my hand, wondering if I would do it. That's when he came in. Your husband? No, a much kinder man. Oh, he listened so well. I even told him about my plan. This other man, you knew him? Yes, he said he understood everything. He said he could frame the murder. He said not to worry. You know me so well. We were all thinking it, okay? We were all thinking it. Someone had to say it. Oh, I totally should crap. I couldn't let him go through with it, you see. That's just why I left the tin spoon last night. To stop him. That's why I met Redstone Stable. In response to my raised eyebrow, she explained, I only met him last night. I had no idea that he had anything to do with my husband until this morning. The police told me at the station that Connor suspected Stable. But I knew instantly that he was a terrible man. Women's intuition never lies. Stable talks like a snake. He's that look to match. Exactly, he looks like Agent 47. So you were both searching for the same person last night? Yes, but he wasn't around, I think. I'm tired of this. Who is it? It's the owner of that hat. It's Franklin. Not Frankie! Not Frankie! Yes, he took the gun from me yesterday. I was too dazed to argue. Nice story, I said, but you still fit the bill just fine. Phyllis, even if you Phyllis? Phyllis? Oh, wait, no, that's my name. Okay, yes. I was like, Phyllis? Who's Phyllis? Even if I had the gun, how could I know where to plant it? I only met Sable last night, and I knew nothing about him. Franklin had known about the case from you. Isn't that right? Not Frankie! Not Frankie! Anyone but Frankie. Franklin did this for me. He saved me. If that awful man Stable has to take the fall so that Franklin can stay free, well... I shook my head. And as if she was lying, I thought, what if she ran? Well, She would get stopped soon enough. Good looks can be a curse, and it would be a cinch to snatch her. Besides, with those opiates in her, she would have difficulty standing, let alone running anywhere. I gazed at her, and she understood what I was thinking. I'll be right here if you come back. I understood why she would fabricate such a story. If she knew she was stuck, then I thought, what if it was the truth? I had to speak with Frankie. Not Frankie! No, anyone but Frankie. I like Frankie. Anyone but Frankie. Superstar! Super Frankie. No, not Frankie. Frankie was the only person with means, motivation, and opportunity to kill Green. Wait, he is? He could have taken the gun, he knew about stable, he could have planted it at the racetrack. No, not Frankie. Oh no, I like Frankie. I actually didn't suspect Frankie, like, at all. Not Frankie. You killed Connor Green. I can't lie to you. My jaw began to quiver, either from sadness or anger. It was hard to be sure. Why get wrapped up in this? Does that dimpled girl mean so much to you? This will be a long story, he started. I let him talk. As heated as I was, I had to know why Frankie would kill my client. It's that sheet. Flopped on the bar. 1887, St. Louis Browns. My last good season. My career was ruined by Thomas Kinney. Wait, we're going back this far? Kinney was a mob boss, you see. He ran St. Louis politics, above ground and below. He was cruel to everyone, sure, but he had a special hate for blacks. In 1887, that hate came to baseball. One practice, a local kid comes up to the fence and calls Murray, our left fielder, Overdren. He tells Murray that every Browns player has to sign onto a letter, which says that we refuse to play against the Brooklyn Cubans, a colored team. The kid then runs off. We all knew who the orders had really come from. If I refused to ink it, Kinney's gang would run me out of baseball. Or worse, but some of the best teammates and people I'd known over the years had been black. I was torn up about it. In the end, I guess I was just a kid who wanted to play. I didn't want trouble. I signed with the others. It was the worst decision I ever made, Malone. It's haunted me since. I started on the hooch, and I never played the same again. I kept listening. I became the booze hound of St. Louis, in the dumps at every bar in town. Those louds had tales about old Thomas Kinney, and a way of telling them kept the others interested. Maybe my rumors worked. Kinney lost the next election. Just a few weeks later, he died of tuberculosis. Kinney's partner, Tom Egan, blamed me for all of it. I knew I had to blow St. Louis, so I went to Philly, my hometown. I ran into my old pitching partner, Matt Kilroy, who opened a bar. He invited me to run it with him, as long as I stopped drinking myself. Under his eye, I made it. I got sober by working in a speakeasy, if you can believe that. I even married Kilroy's sister and became stepfather to her 2 boys. Wait, okay, wait, that last part was kind of weird. Oh, by then, Egan renamed the gang, and Egan's rats had spread east. They came for me one night, and I barely ducked their spray. Lucky a cop was near his beat, or they would have circled around and finished the job. I had a great life in Philly, but I had to give it up. I couldn't put my new family in that danger. I fled out west, where I knew the rats didn't have foothold. Philly was the second time those guys ruined my life. I ended for him. And when you discover that Green was part of Egan's rats, you wouldn't let them ruin you a 3rd time. No, Malone, I could have run easily. My life here ain't much. I have nobody here, really. Except you. Sure, I could flee somewhere else, but it's you. Egan's rats wouldn't leave an end loose. If Green had reached St. Louis, they'd come back and tied you up. I could run from town to town, but I can't make you do that. I was the one who told you to take the case. Remember? I had to stop them from hounding the rest of you, or your life. I stared at him without thought or emotion. He said, I did this for you. Poetic, Frankie, but this only proves you had no faith in me, just like Green. I wouldn't see through his scheme or his wife who was hoping I would gum up the works for the police. You thought I couldn't hold my own. I'm just some flapper playing in a man's world. Is that right? I just wanted to protect you. I can protect myself, and without any murders. I suppose I wouldn't blame you for taking me in. No, I won't fight it if you want to drag me to the hole. but the police have stopped looking for a killer. If you let me, I'd keep running. It's up to you. Oh boy. Oh no. Frankie. Oh, Frankie. Now that's a tough choice. Frankie, no, not like this, Frankie. We can't, I'm so torn. Part of me is like, he did kill someone. Probably arrest him. But the other part of me is like, yeah, he did it, you know, to help someone, to help me. Frankie. 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 Alright. Frankie. Cuff 'em, boys. Oh, wait, that's the end? Oh, we don't get any more text? Anything? Oh, they have actual actors for the people. I didn't think. Yeah, one last drink. One last drink, Frankie. Let's have one last drink together. So they had real actors for the characters rather than just like drawing it from nothing. That's cool. That's cool. Frankie. Not like this. I wonder if there's a different, if there is like a, yeah, this is like look at how short the credits are. Like this really is like super indie. And thank you for playing. Oh, that's always so cute when they say that. No, thank you for making this game. This is a really cool game. Even though it is like fairly linear, it's a really nice feeling playing it. I really like it. Oh. It was a few mornings later that I received a knock on my door. A small man in a light blue uniform asked me to sign for a package and handed me an envelope in a brown box. I opened the envelope. Inside the large loop writing of Miss Frances Green. There's a long note, spanning multiple leaves. I only skimmed most of it. She must have used every allegory known to man to apologize for her behavior in the case. She then claimed she was starting life anew, ridding herself of reminders of her late husband. Finally, she said she was sorry about Franklin, and any part she played in his unfortunate actions. As I read the name Franklin again, a drop fell and smudged the ink. I wiped my cheek before more drops could join it. Miss Green's note ended with hope that this gift of hers would begin to remedy any grudges that I had against her. Though, truly, I felt none. I turned to the box and removed one side of the tape from the cardboard, then snapped the flaps open with a couple of loud pops. Rolled in a loose ball inside the box was Lewis's gray coat. I put it on. I looked at myself in the mirror. I grabbed the lapels and pulled them tight. The trench coat suited me. I wondered how Green had first gotten hold of it. That innocent question was about to lead to a whole lot of trouble. Oh! Ben Warner presents A Case of Distrust. Oh, what a game! Oh, what a game! That was really, I really liked it. Is that like foreshadowing to maybe something later? Because that would be really cool if they continue with how she even wound up with that to begin with. Yo. But that's sad. Wait, what if I click continue? Will it let me choose a different ending? Oh, okay. talk. Hold on, my mouse sensitivity is weird? Why is my mouse sensitivity being weird? Why did it reset back to there? Okay, save. Resume. So what if I pick the other one? Okay, Frankie. I'm gonna cut you off this time though, so that we can see the other ones. Okay. Yeah. But we're still gonna go with that. I arrest Frankie as the true ending. Okay. Yep. Do this for you. Can hold on. Didn't want them giving you the runaround. It's up to you. Don't. Okay. Case of Distrust. Okay, we'll go through the things and see what the epilogue says. If it's any different. What a fun game. But yeah, even though it did feel like fairly linear, it felt satisfying figuring out like, oh, okay, I got this piece of information that I can talk to this person about, or like this I can show to this person. Whereas in Phoenix Wright, I feel more lost when I play Phoenix Wright, and like I just don't know what to show who, and like whenever I have to come up with like a contradiction, it's like I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. So this one felt good. This felt really good. Okay, let's see the epilogue. If this is any different. Open the envelope. Well, we're Frankie scribbles, only slightly more legible than hieroglyphics. Blowing the berg. Too much baggage around to keep this act going. Went back to the missus for my hat. Spotted this. She agreed you should have it. Oh, okay, so... hope it serves you well. You become one hell of a detective. Good knowing you. The final two letters were obscured by a small wet blotch on the page. Thanks for everything. Frankie. I put the note away, but not before a drop fell on the name Frankie, creating my own small wet blotch. I turned to the box and removed one side of the tape. Alright, cool. So we get... Okay, so it's just a different way of delivering this code. Alright. A lot of trouble. Alright! Phoenix Wright is more linear but much more complicated. I agree. It's way more convoluted in Phoenix Wright. I like the games regardless. I played all three of the DS games, both Edgeworth games, and also the Apollo Justice games. So I'm a big fan of Phoenix Wright. But there we go. A Case of Distrust. This was really cool. I really liked it. I'm definitely going to... Let's go over here first, because I'm going to be hearing jazz the whole time. I'm definitely going to look into seeing if there is like some sort of sequel. A Case of Distrust Steam. Because that would be a really cool sequel, because it does leave kind of like that open ending, you know? So Ben wanders. That takes you to Serenity Forge, which is the publisher. A Case of Distrust sequel. Maybe? I'm gonna keep an eye out if there is ever a sequel for this, because this was really cool. But anyway, that'll be it for today. I think that's a pretty good length for just kind of like a one-off indie game. So I hope you enjoyed. I'll be back on Saturday, as I'm pretty sure we'll be able to finish Pokemon Xenoverse. I played off screen back to where I left off, so when we start up, I'll be right before the Victor fight, and I went into the fight again just to confirm that it's not that every time Tyranitar comes out that it causes the problems. So it was just that one time that caused problems. So we should be good to keep fighting the fight, and I think we'll be able to beat the game, because like we'll beat Victor, and then what? There's Victory Road, and then the Elite Four. So I think we'll be good. So we should be able to finish Pokemon Xenoverse after all this time. It's just gonna be sad to see it go. I don't know if there's any post-game content. I'll have to take a look. But yeah, that'll be it for today. I hope you enjoyed. Hopefully I don't injure my fingers anymore in the future, but if I do, I will let you guys know if I ever do hurt my fingers again in the future. I'll try to be more careful going forward. But alright, time to go. Hope you enjoyed. Please enjoy the rest of your week. Hope you had fun, and I will see you again on Saturday. Yes, Saturday. Alright, please enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you again this weekend. Alright everyone, take care. Bye-bye.